what is the tense and what is its role, how many types of tenses are there, how do you decide which tense to use, and these are going to be the focus today. How many tenses are there? Many of you may be aware that totally 12 tenses are there. But they are grouped under 3 sets of tenses, namely present, past and future. Basically, what does the tense do? A tense tells you the timing of a particular action. You know, in English, the action is represented by the word verb. By the verb you use, it tells you what is the action. But it tells you only the action, but it doesn't tell you the time when the action has happened. And that purpose is met by the use of the tense. Now let us go and look at each one of these tenses and see in which situations what tense you will use. Let us start with the present. That means what is happening now. And there is first one is a simple present tense. So what is a simple present tense? The simple present tense tells you something happening at the moment I am talking. But please remember, it is very, very difficult for us to restrict any action to a certain spot in the present moment. So that is why very rarely you will see simple present tense to describe any action, except in 2 situations. One, when you talk about a regular action. Say an example, I go to school every day. I get up every day morning at 8 a.m. So we are describing an event which we do regularly on a day-to-day basis, and we use a simple present tense to explain that. Or another situation where you will be using the simple present tense will be to tell the natural phenomena or universal truth. Say for example, you can say sun rises in the east, or the earth revolves around the sun. So these are all natural phenomena or scientific facts. So these are the only 2 situations. Today we will be using simple present tense. The second tense which you should become aware is the simple past. So what is this past? As the word past indicates, it is talking about something which has happened already. Please remember, always you should look at past or future with reference to the present. To make it a little simpler, you can also remember it like a timeline as a single line. And in this timeline, the center portion, you refer it as the time I am talking. So this is the present, and the left of that is the past, and the right of that it is the future. So when I said the simple present, I am talking about something which is happening in this spot. So now with reference to this line, if you look at it, Simple past means something which is happening here on this line. It is a single spot, some action, something has happened in the past. So, what is simple past? Any action completed in the past, and you specifically know the time when the action has been completed. For example, you say, he came home yesterday. I ate banana yesterday. We went for a film last Sunday. So, we are specifically telling a time in the past and say that we did one action. So, that is what is the simple past tense. So, you can always look for words like yesterday or a particular time or a particular year. Like for example, India got freedom in 1947. So, you specifically mention the time or the year to mention an action. That is where you will be using the simple past tense. Same way you will be, this is the simple past tense, an action which is completed at a specific time in the past. Once you understand the simple past, the simple future is only a replica of that. That is, any action which is likely to happen in the future timeline. Any one single spot in the future timeline tells you what is the simple future, and that also means something which you have not thought about till now, but you are just saying while you are talking. Say for example, you say, we will see what to do. We will meet tomorrow. So, actions what you propose to do in the future. But the structure, please remember, here alone there could be a difference in structure. For example, you can say, we will meet plus meet, or there is also another structure called going to. That is, we are going to Madurai tomorrow. So, both structures are possible. The details of it probably we will see in some other class, but for the time being it is better to understand, it is sufficient for you to understand that future means some action which is likely to happen at a future day or a time. That is what is a simple future tense. So, now what we have seen are three tenses, that is simple present, simple past, and the third one simple future. Right. So, now next we are going to see what is the continuous tense. Again, like the simple present, simple past, there are three continuous tenses in the three time frames, that is present, past, and the future. So, now let us look at first what is the present continuous tense. So, what is the present continuous tense? Something which is happening or continuing to happen at the time when I am talking. So, for example, when I say I am talking, itself is a present continuous tense, because at this moment I am standing in front of you and I am talking to you. So, this is what is the present continuous tense. So, this is present continuous tense. This is the fourth type of tense. So, similarly, if you are doing something for a longer duration in the past, then it becomes a past continuous. Say for example, I was studying yesterday when he came to meet me. So, you have clearly indicated that yesterday you were studying. So you are talking about an action you have been doing for a continuous period in the past. That is what is the past continuous tense. And similarly, you will have the future continuous tense. So what is the future continuous tense? An example, you can say I will be studying, or I will be playing when you come home tomorrow. I will be playing when you come home tomorrow. Or for better understanding, if you want to know in the timeline what I have drawn, so present continuous is an action which is continuing for some time in the present. Same way, past, something is happening for a duration in the past. Then future continuous is something which is happening for a duration in the past. So it is very simple. Any action continuing for some time is a continuous tense. If that continuous duration has been in the present, it is called the present continuous tense. If the continuous duration was in the past, it is the past continuous tense. And if the continuous duration is in the future, it is a future continuous tense. So friends, so far we have seen 6 tenses, that is simple present, simple past, simple future, again simple present continuous, past continuous and future continuous. So far I think it is very easy, and generally in tenses understanding this simple present and present continuous, similarly simple past and past continuous, simple future and future continuous are generally simple and easy to understand. Now we slowly get into the next tense, which is called perfect tenses. So now we will look at what are the perfect tenses. Let us start with present perfect. From here onwards, the rules are going to be different and changing. Please listen carefully. So, what is the present perfect? You use present perfect for an action which has happened in the past, but there is no specific time of action is mentioned. For example, many of you are studying in reputed institutions, and how will you say? Will you say my institution has gained a reputation, or my institution gained a reputation, or my institution had gained a reputation? See here, your institution is already a reputed institution, but you really don't know the exact time when it became a reputed institution. Or let us say another case, you say, when somebody asks you, okay, are you coming for lunch? You say, I have finished. So that means the action of taking lunch is over, which is over in the past. But still, you are not giving any specific time when that action is completed. And that is why it is called a present perfect tense. So any action which is completed already in the past, but it is you are not able to fix exactly the time when the action has happened in the past, you will be using present perfect tense. That is what I said. My college has gained a reputation. Okay. Or also example I told you, I have finished my lunch. Or I have finished reading the book. So all these are actions which have happened in the past, but you are not specifying any time frame in the past, and that is why it is called a present perfect tense. So now let us look at what is the past perfect. See, past perfect again is an interesting thing which you should know carefully. Past perfect is used to explain to you the sequence of two events which have happened in the past. To understand that clearly, please look at this sentence. The train had left when I reached the station. See, here if you look at it, there are two actions. That is, you reaching the station is one action and train leaving is another action. So this is one action, this is another action. So there are two actions indicated in the past, one happening after the another. But which happened first? The train leaving is the first action and I reaching the station is the action which followed that. So in a past perfect tense, the first action in the past, okay, which is over before the second action has happened, you have to express that first action as past perfect tense. So here the train leaving is the first action and the I reaching happened later. So I have to use past perfect tense to indicate the train leaving. So that's why I will say the train had left when I reached the station. Take another example. I had finished my breakfast when Ramu came to my house. So here, before Ramu came, I have finished my breakfast. So I finishing the breakfast happened before Ramu coming. So that is why I finishing the breakfast, I have to use the past perfect tense where I say I had finished my breakfast when Ramu came. Here again look at the structure. So when you use past perfect to describe the first action what has happened, you should use a simple past tense for the second action that followed. To summarize, the rule is for past perfect, two actions should have happened in the past and one after the another. So to indicate the first action which is over before the second action happened, you have to use the past perfect tense. So the rule for the first action which is over before the second action, you have to use past perfect and you have to use just the simple past tense to indicate the second action that is happening. So now having understood this, the future perfect is very similar to the past perfect. So what do you do in the future perfect? So in the future perfect, again you need two actions, one after the other. So you take the timeline like this to understand easily. So it is the present I said, this is past, so this is future. So in the future, you have two actions happening, one here and the second one here. So here also the first action that is going to happen which precedes the second action, for the first action you are going to use future perfect. But here only difference is for the second action you will be using just the present tense. For example, I will have completed this task before you meet me tomorrow morning. So here again you have two actions, that is completing the task and meeting. So there are two actions that are going to happen in the future. So one after the other. So the first action which is going to be over before the second action is happening. So for the first action you will use the future perfect, and for the second one, as you see, you will use the simple present tense. So this is the structure which you will be using for the future perfect tense. So I summarize again here. Please remember the rules for present perfect, past perfect and future perfect. So the present perfect, as I told you, is used for any situation or any action which has been completed in the past but no time frame has been clearly specified. As I said, I have finished my lunch. My college has gained a reputation. So there is no time frame fixed, but the action is completed in the past. For the past perfect, you need a condition to be fulfilled, namely two actions should have happened in the past and one after the other. So the first action, which is over, we will express in the past perfect form, and the second action which follows that we will be using the simple past tense. Similarly, for the future perfect, we will be using, there should be again two actions, one following the other. So for the first action that happens, we will be using the future perfect tense, and for the second action we will be using the simple present tense. So this is the structure. So now we come to the, if you want to see in the timeline, again I want to emphasize, please remember the timeline. In the timeline, the present perfect, I told you, really speaking, present perfect has happened somewhere here and you don't know the time. So you will be using present perfect for that. But in the past perfect, there are two actions, one after the other. One after the other. For the first action, you will be using past perfect, and the second action, you will be using simple past tense. But in the future, it is actually the reverse, in the sense there is one action that is happening first and the second action later. So here you will be using the future perfect, and for the second action you will be using the present tense. So this is how the perfect tenses differ from the other tenses. Now we come to the last set of tenses, which are known as perfect continuous tenses. So what are the present perfect continuous tenses? It should be perfect continuous tenses. So as you know, because we have to always talk about the three tenses. So let's say first one, the present perfect continuous. Okay. So where do you use the present perfect continuous? So again, look at the timeline. In the timeline, so this is present and this is future and this is past. Some action has started in the past, but it is continuing till the time I am talking. So any action which has started in the past, but it is continuing till this time. For example, I have been studying in IIT Madras since 2013. So today I am talking in 2015, but I started studying in IIT Madras in 2013. till today, till the moment I am talking, that action is continuing. So that is the situation you will be using the present perfect continuous tense. That is any action which started in the past but it is continuing till the moment of talking, I will use present perfect continuous tense. So for example, when you say things like since, whenever you see a word like since, then you know, okay, so this is something which is happening for a duration which started in the past but it is continuing till this moment. I have to use present perfect continuous tense. So now the past and the future perfect continuous tense we will be looking at. So what is the past perfect continuous tense? Again, look at the timeline because it is easy for you to understand that way. So you have present, you have future, you have past. So in a past continuous tense, see, there is something happening in a duration in the past and some event happened in between at some moment in that duration, this period. This is the period and there is something happens at this moment. To indicate that only, you will be using past perfect continuous tense. For example, suppose I say, while I had been studying engineering during 74 to 79, I met Mr. Ramamurthy. See, the action of I studying is happening for a continuous period in the past and then there is an event which happens in between, a single event. So to indicate that only, I will be using past perfect continuous tense. That is, I will say, well, while I had been studying in engineering between 74 and 79, I met Mr. Ramamurthy. So here also look at the structure. The first action, that is, when you are mentioning the duration is mentioned in the past perfect continuous tense. The action which has happened in the duration is used in past perfect continuous tense. Then the second action you say in the past tense. Say, for as I said, while I had been studying in Karaikudi during 74, 79, I met Mr. Ramamurthy. See, look at it. While I had been studying in Karaikudi. So it is an action which has been happening for a duration, and so I mentioned that in the past perfect continuous tense, and I meeting I mentioned in the past tense. So this is how the structure, and you talk about future perfect continuous tense. So in the timeline, as I have told you, you mark a duration in the timeline in the past and something is happening during the duration, but one event happens in between during the duration. So that event is mentioned in the past, but the duration is indicated in the past perfect continuous tense. Now when we come to future, as we have already seen in the future perfect tense, exactly similar like the past perfect continuous tense. So what is the future perfect continuous tense? So again look at the timeline. So this is present, this is future, and this is past. So something is happening in the future for a duration, and there is one event happening in the middle. So here only you will be using the future perfect continuous tense, and right. Right. This is where you will be using future perfect continuous tense. For example, I can give a sentence like this: how long you would have been studying when I come back. Okay. So, because you are going to be studying in the future for a duration, and then I come back, there is an event which happened in between. So, to indicate that, I will be using this example. But please don't worry, the future perfect continuous tense, future perfect continuous tense and all, we don't encounter too frequently in the real life. But definitely the past perfect tense and the present perfect tense we will be using very actively. Okay. So now coming back to summarize. So as you have seen, friends, you have 12 tenses, and the three broad categories of tenses, that is present, past and future. So within those present, past and future, you have 4 types each. So present tense, under present tense, you have simple present, which tells you something which is routine or which is a natural phenomena. Then you have present continuous tense, which talks about an action which is continuing in the present moment. The third one is present perfect, that is an action which is completed in the past, but there is no specific time frame has been fixed. And the fourth one, present perfect continuous, is an action which has started in the past, but it is continuing till the moment of talking. So these are the 4 tenses in under the present tense. And similarly, you will have past and future. So the past tense, so we have simple past, that is something which tells you what has happened in the past and the action is completed. And like, I was born at so and so year, India got freedom in 1947, Indo-Pakistan war for liberating Bangladesh happened in 1971, like that. So you will mention a specific action which has happened in the past. And then you have past continuous, that is an action which has been happening for a duration in the past. And then the past perfect, so the past perfect, I have given you clearly the rule which says that 2 past actions, okay, so 2 past actions should have happened in the past, one after the other, and for the first action you will use past perfect, and for the second action you will be using the past tense. So this is the rule for the past perfect. And then we go to the past perfect continuous. So the past perfect continuous you will use, as I said, some action is happening for a duration and then some event happen in between. You will be using past perfect continuous. That is, as I said, while we had been living in the US, we met so and so, something like that. Some past action during a duration of your stay or doing something, some action happens in between, and that is where you will be using past perfect continuous tense. Similarly, now the third one, the future. So your simple future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. So friends, today we have seen the basics of tenses, and to summarize, there are three broad categories of tenses. Under each category there are four tenses. So you have simple present, present continuous, present perfect continuous. Similarly, simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. So then the future also again, simple future, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. And to understand that easily, as I keep on saying, please remember a timeline and try to position each action, and that will guide you what tense to be used. So whenever you are confused, please visualize this timeline and see that how this action has been happening, and based on how the action is happening, you can decide what tense to use. So friends, I hope this presentation has given you a basic idea about the tenses, and if you master tenses, 50% of your struggle in understanding or using the English language would have been overcome. And in fact, I used to jocularly say, tense is the something which makes you tense, and there is no need for you to be tense as long you understand the rules clearly and apply them in your writing or speaking. Friends, yes, now we will look at some questions which some of you have asked. And there is one question from Mr. Santosh. He wants to know or have more examples on present perfect and present perfect continuous. So, as I have already explained to you, present perfect is used to indicate an action which has happened in the past. So that is, this action has happened here, but I am talking in the present. This is the moment I am talking, but I really don't know the exact time when this action has happened, because if I know exactly when this action has happened, I can use straight away the past tense. So since I don't know the exact time of this action, I have to use this present perfect tense. So that is, for example, as I said already, I have finished eating. So the action of eating is over already, but I have not mentioned you what is the time when I ate. Or he has gone. Suppose you ask, where is he? He has gone. So he going is an action which is already over, but I really don't know the exact time when he went. So if I know the exact time when he went, and as it's clear, then you would have used the past tense. But since you don't know, you are using the present perfect tense. So same way as I was saying, India has gained reputation, or it has become a, say for example, Chennai has become a popular destination for tourists. So from when Chennai became a tourist destination, I really don't know, but it is already a tourist destination. The action is completed in the past, but I really don't know the exact time when this action has been done. So any such cases where an action is over already in the past, but I really don't know the exact time when the action has happened, I will be using the present perfect tense. For example, I have finished, I have done, I mean, he has done, he has gone, she has gone. So all these are indications of present perfect tense. So please remember, an action which has happened in the past, but I don't know the exact time when the action is completed, then only I will be using this present perfect tense. Present perfect continuous tense, if you talk, as again, if you look at the timeline, so you look at the timeline, present, future and past. Some action has started in the past, but it is continuing. For example, the metro railway work has been going on in Chennai since 2002. See, the action started in 2002, but the metro work is going on even today. So that is why you will be using present perfect continuous tense. So any action which started in the past, but it is continuing till the moment of saying. Say for example, you can say, I have been struggling with this project from the morning. So you started the project in the morning, but till the moment of you talking, you are still struggling with that project. So like that. So I have been holidaying. I have been holidaying for the last 2 months. So that means you started the holidaying 2 months back, and till today you are going through the holiday, you are enjoying the holiday. So any action which has started in the past, but it is still continuing till the moment of you talking, then you will be using the present perfect continuous tense. Okay. There is a question from somebody else, Mr. Shashank, who wants to know how to remember the tenses except the timeline method. See, you have to have some method of remembering. There are many methods of remembering, and one of the methods, the easy visual method I have explained to you, is the timeline method. But if otherwise, the other method is simply go through the definition for each tenses and keep on recollecting them and doing it. So as we said, you know, there can be only 3 tenses. That is 3 times. All of us know, anybody in the world has got only 3 times. That is something which is happening in the present, and which has happened already in the past, and which also can happen in the future. So the first thing is, you need to first fix that what is the broad tense. That is the 3 broad categories of tenses. First decide, okay, it has to be within the present tense category. Then you have past tense category, future tense category, and then go over and think what is the sequence it has happened. And again, please remember, you are talking about grammar. Grammar is nothing but a set of rules and conventions. And so the only way you will be able to figure it out is to either remember the rules or mug up the rules, or by a visual representation of knowing when the events have happened and to remember that. And again, please remember, tense is not something which you can master overnight. It takes a lot of practice and effort. Because again, don't think I am criticizing you as students. Please remember, we want to master language in a very short time, which is not possible at all. Because we learn the languages for so many years. For example, I am a mid-50s person and I have been using the language for the last 50 years. So, whatever language I know today, it is the accumulation of all these years of learning and experience. So, the more and more you use the language, the more and more you read, the more and more you communicate, you will be able to do it. And again, please remember, only initial days you should be recalling the rules and trying to do it. But more and more of reading you do, after that it will become natural to you to identify the tenses. In fact, people like us, we don't go through all these rules, or maybe we rehearse it quickly mentally and we will be able to fix it because it has come by experience. So, the only way you can do it is practice, practice, practice. And I would strongly recommend that you refer to any standard grammar book, and I am sure most of the grammar books will give a lot of importance to tenses, because as I personally feel, parts of speech and tenses are the two things which is the bulk of the whole grammar. And if you are able to master these two, and your communication in English will be excellent and you will feel very comfortable. So, you cannot have simply algorithm alone. Please use whichever method that suits you. Please, whichever method, timeline method, if it suits you, please use the timeline method. If the timeline method doesn't suit you, I can think of you have to only remember the rules and try to apply them. So friends, as we have seen already, there are 12 tenses, and as I also know that simple present and present continuous are relatively easy for us to understand. Similarly, the simple past and the past continuous are easy to understand, and the future and the future continuous also relatively easy to understand. For a beginner, yes, present perfect and present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, and future perfect continuous will create some trouble. But if you are able to visualize the time duration, the timeline, and practice more and more, and read and go through a lot of books on that area, and I am sure you should be able to master it. If you have any questions or queries, kindly get back to us and we will be pleased to answer that. And we wish and hope that we will meet in the next class. Thank you very much. Good day. Good night.